want to thank everyone again for your patience. We are commencing with this meeting for May 2024 for the CV9 Public Safety Committee. My name is Fred Baptiste. I'm serving double duty. I am the chair of Committee Board 9, but I'm also serving as a member of the Public Safety Committee, and I'll be chairing tonight's meeting as well. Okay, so again, thank you everyone for coming. We're going to be considering the applications this evening. In terms of process, what will happen is we'll give everyone an opportunity to hear about your applications. You can tell us a little bit about your business concern. You'll take a couple of questions from the members. We'll try and take a couple of questions from the audience, but just in the interest of time, we won't be able to take a lot. After we've done that, the committee will make a determination whether we're okay to pass it on to the executive committee. That'll be considered by that. The exec, if there's any questions, or if there are no questions outstanding, we'll pass it to the full board. So you're going to be coming before us twice. Hopefully, if your application is successful, you'll see us today. And if your application is successful and goes to committee and goes to exec, you'll be requested to come to our full board meeting, which is scheduled, I believe, for the 28th of the month. Okay, so it'll be one more time. At that point, the full board will make a determination, and we'll send a letter to the appropriate entity about what decision on the board is, if we're in support or if there's any reasons why we're in opposition. Are we clear? Okay. I just have a couple of housekeeping items. Just with regards to public safety, there have been a number of questions about, especially with OCM, because this is a very new process for the entire state. So for the board, we've been looking at questions in terms of how we're approaching it, the information we need to make the decisions we need to make as a board. So one of the things we've done, and this is not so much for the applicants who are here, who are already going to be hearing your applications, but we've developed a new application, a questionnaire for cannabis management. And basically what we try to do is streamline the application, so we're getting the information we need. So hopefully to eliminate some of the questions that you know. So where are you located, or what are your hours? Those things will be there already. And we can just ask more substantive questions about, about your applications. So first section is going to be applicant information. So we ask for the name of the application, the trade name, the license application with the state, if there's a representative, so we have that contact information. We ask information about who are the partners, so who is involved in the businesses, just so we have that information as well about who's coming into the community. And if we have any questions about the history, have they done these things before, or if they have additional applications out there, we can kind of ascertain that. The next section is about the location. Where are you located? Just so we have an idea of that, we can kind of, in our minds, frame where you're located and what's in the surrounding environment. Alaska business is currently in operation. And one of the things that we'll be doing going forward is we're going to be requesting a notification go, especially if you're in a residential building. So if you have the first floor of a residential building, we're going to be asking that there's a communication that happens with the residents as well. So that way they're not surprised, they know you're coming. We want everyone who comes in for SLA applications or OCM applications to be good neighbors. So it's good, we want to have that up front in terms of having that outreach and that contact. The method of operation, one of the things we want to make sure we understand is what the proposed business hours are. For OCM applications or OCM operators, one of the things we understand is that there's a 70-hour minimum, I believe, for operations. So we want to make sure that that's information that's clear. They're supposed to operate for a minimum of 70 hours. All right, and those hours, I believe, are between 8 a.m. and 2 a.m. as well. So just so that we have that as background information for that as well. And then the zoning restrictions, which has always been a question. So we've done some research with respect to that. So for all applications, the things that are important for us is to know where it's located. So if it's within 500 feet of a school, there's always going to be a question that we're going to ask, or actually ask as part of the application. Whether this is within 200 feet of a building that's a church, that's designated as a house of worship. And then that last piece, whether it's within 1,000 feet of another retail dispensary, micro business, or other marijuana concern as well. This is going to be one of those things that it's going to be playing out for a little while because they are still very, very early in the queue in terms of approving. So we understand that there may be instances where there are multiple applicants in the same zone. What we are going to be doing is we're taking the applications, we're listening to the business. We are just going to make a determination whether we are okay or if there's objections in terms of what the business is or what they're going to operate. It's going to fall to the Office of Cannabis Management when they do it because they have a specific queue. They have an order in which all the applications are received. So they'll make the determination which one goes through, and if there's conflicts, they'll resolve that at that level. Okay? All right. right, and just as a resource as well, and again, I do this a little bit for the board members, but also for the members of the public who are live streaming. Part of what we've done, we're creating resources, so that way we have information about signage, about what the requirements are for operating the different concerns. So now for the SLA applications, we're going to be doing something very similar as well in terms of identifying this and creating fact sheets, and we're going to be streamlining that questionnaire, but that'll be something we're going to be doing a little bit later. So I just wanted to do that just as background, hopefully for the applicants. We'll be considering the applications fully today, and if there are any questions, we'll ask those as well. All right, for the committee members, are there any questions so far?
Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me,
Yes,
can you check if the live stream is operable?
we're up and running.
We are? Okay.
We're up and running. Okay, all right, so we are, I'm sorry, just a quick matter of business as well. So for roll call, for attendance, Mr. Banks, we have you present.
Present.
Eve Harvey Cohen,
Present.
Fred Baptiste, present. There are no other committee members at this time. As they come in, we will make sure that we record their name for the record as well. All right, we'll continue so far. All right, so the first applicant we're going to hear from this evening is, well, after the final call. Is there a representative for Aggie's Lounge here? Okay, hearing none. Next applicant we have for New York State Liquor Authority license is Pluto Lounge, located at 1130 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. This is an application for a new liquor, wine, beer, and cider license and a temporary retail permit. Is there a representative from Pluto Lounge here? Yes, sir. Okay, sir. All right, thank you. All right, if you would just tell us a little bit about your operation, how long you've been in business, tell us a little bit about your business.
Well, it's not my business. I'm representing Jeff Goldhum, who's the owner of Pluto Lounge.
Okay.
It's you already know the location. It's simple. It's a restaurant, Caribbean cuisine. It just received I see it. Lease for the space and May of this month, first of this month, and he's moving forward quickly to get established. So we're here trying to get a full liquor license. We're trying to operate from the hours of 10 to 2. We've had a significant number of tenants who have agreed to sign the paperwork for us.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. At this time, I'll open the floor first to committee members for questions, and then if there are questions from the residents, we'll take them as well. Mr. Banks, do you have any questions?
Yeah, 2 a.m. seems kind of late on Monday through Thursday. And you're playing music, I understand?
No, there's backdrop music and inside. There's no music outside. It's just like backdrop music. The majority of the businesses there are till 10 until 2 o'clock in the morning. So you just want to stay within that threshold.
What other businesses are next to you?
You have Bodega Lounge that goes to 2, and you have Camilo's. They probably is a true restaurant. They go till 11 o'clock. And then you have Allen's Bakery across the way, and that goes till 2 in the morning as well.
Any other questions?
Not
All right, for the record, we also have Mr. Laro as well. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Cohen, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, are you serving liquor at 10 a.m.?
I think last call will probably be around midnight.
No, 10 a.m.
No. That's for breakfast. Obviously not for breakfast situation.
So would you mind if we put in an adaptation, we adapt this somewhat, that liquor isn't served at 10 a.m. because we don't have.
More till 5 o'clock. I don't think there's a
You
problem
would be
with that.
ready to change the hours of
Yeah.
liquor
Yeah.
from 5.
Yeah. Till 5 till. Yeah.
So let's note that instead of 5 p.m. he's starting to serve liquor.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. I just have to say, I kind of agree, with the 2 a.m. on Monday for Thursday, only because you are in a building. And it's school nights and everything, and it's like, it's a little bit late for, like, weekends. It's a weekend, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
But we've had this with, like, we've had people in the
Repeated,
community
yeah.
really complaining about these late.
I think the client is willing to adjust to whatever is necessary for him to obtain his license. So I'm not sure that's going to be a problem for him. Midnight, 1 o'clock. I'm not sure. Work with whatever time suits him.
Midnight during the weekdays, just for the weekdays, and then the weekends we would do the 2 a.m.
Absolutely.
Well,
Well, he's a neighborhood guy, so he fully understands what goes on in the neighborhood. So he can
12 a.m. during the week,
Yeah.
2 a.m. on the weekends?
Yeah, 12 a.m. during the week, 2 a.m. during the weekends, yeah.
And question, when would you stop serving liquor on the weekend?
I mean, if we're gonna go till, what time frame you said about,
You said
You
5
said-
p.m. to 12 a.m. on the weekdays.
right, so I mean, last call, you gotta clean up, so last call's probably gonna be about 11 o'clock, 11:30, the latest.
On the weekend?
Yeah.
And what about the
weekdays?
weekends?
Yeah, you know, you have to do this up time to clean up and get the clients out, so, yeah.
Last call out on the weekends also?
Yes. No, on the weekends, we'll probably go till 1. We're granted a 2 o'clock license, we'll probably go till 1 and cleanup starts an hour before.
What time is outdoor?
Outdoor, we'll probably shut
Hold on
down.
one second, hold on one second. If we're just letting all the committee members ask the questions, you're gonna get a whole round, you can ask them. No problem, no problem. Ms. Cohen, is there anything else?
Yeah, so is there any live music?
No,
No live music?
no, only backdrop music.
Only backdrop.
Just like play,
Outside?
ambience, no, none on site.
Nothing outside? Do you have any kind of soundproofing?
No, there's no soundproofing there.
Right, saying it's slow music. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Lara, do you have any questions for the applicant?
What time is the outdoor space closing?
I'm gonna, well, we could go midnight, no later than 9 o'clock, I would imagine. Again, there's a large portion of the neighborhood, the building signed this petition, so they fully were aware of what was gonna go on. And I don't think he wants to break the balance that he has with them, so I think
He wants them to be customers, doesn't he?
yeah, absolutely. So I don't think he was gonna break the balance of it. So I would say anywhere between 9 to 10 o'clock.
No other questions for me?
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so what we'll do is just so we can get through the applications, we'll do a voting round at the end. So we'll hear all the applications first and then we'll do a voting round. Okay?
Would you like me to stay?
We'd like you to stay. Just in case there's any other questions, we'll get to that point. Okay, thank you very much.
Sorry, it's gonna go a little long.
So we're gonna try to go through this very quick.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right, thank you very much for that. So there are no other SLA applications for this evening. We are now going to go on to item 4 for OCM applications. First, we have a representative for Best New York Developments?
Yes,
Okay, just for the record, so Best New York Development, locate LLC, 560 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. Okay, and just so we have your name, I'm sorry, what's your name for the record?
Lori, L-O-R-I,
L-O-R-I,
Denman, D-E-N-M-A.
M-A-N?
Yes.
Okay. If you could just tell the public safety committee a little bit about your application, and that's out.
Sure. So my application, I'm a C applicant, and it's under a micro business, so it'll be totally vertically integrated. The products that we will sell are only products that we make. We won't be selling products that are from the outside. So, and everything we do is, has been done by us. We've also been licensed in other states. So we're very familiar with compliance questions. We are licensed, we have been licensed to produce products. We know about packaging. So we don't do anything that's from the outside. We have our own extraction method, and we create all the products.
And just a general question, so with the micro business, so how what do you do with the products? Do you sell them yourselves, or do you sell
Yes.
them? Okay,
Yes.
all right, so it's, okay. All right, at this time, we'll open the floor to questions from the committee members, and I apologize for the last one.
What we do is not, you're not planning to sell any loose weed. That's not something that we're interested in doing. So everything that we do is, again, as a micro business, it's something that we know it's tested. It's not like any question mark as to how was this derived. We know if there were any chemicals used. We know all of that. Actually, to give you more information about us, particularly, we have a culinary background. So the extraction method is done from a culinary standpoint. And, you know, we can get into our licenses and all of that. But that's really to answer your question, I hope, and feel free to ask me a follow-up. What makes us different than a smoke shop? A smoke shop could handle 250 different products at one time. I'm just giving you a possibility. And they may not know where it comes from. So there could be concerns about safety. There have been issues with, bad substances like fentanyl, things like that have been found and has been very, very harmful. So again, I'm not trying to cast aspersions on any other businesses. I'm trying to, as you asked me, delineate what makes us different.
And do you have some kind of government supervision, like who supervises what you're putting into your product?
Well, we're going to have to answer to the OCM, and they have a set of rules as to packaging, as to product development, as to a whole standard of procedures that we have to agree to.
How many products do you have?
Count them for you. It's a very small group, including our bath bomb and our shea butter cream. It's like 7 or 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
7 or 8 products, okay. I don't have any more questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Laro?
No questions.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We'll consider it, we'll continue the session. Oh, actually, before I let you go, I did say I would be promised. Are there any other questions from the residents who are here right now? Any other questions? Okay, hearing none, thank you very much. Okay, next applicant we'll be considering this evening is 552 East New York, East New York LLC, located 546 East New York Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. You have a representative or
I'll be representing, my name is Daniel Goldstein.
Daniel Goldstein?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. All right, if you could you please tell the committee a little bit about the establishment? Yeah.
So we really, to set ourselves apart, we really would like to make it a fully medical facility. We really want to give patients that are in the community a chance to buy viable natural medicines for health reasons. We already are in touch with growers, cultivators that are licensed in the state, and we would like to continue working with them, giving us the best products that we can. They're natural. They grow really well for 2 years now, and we've been a pillar of the community, and we want to give the community a chance to have our own say and in terms of kosher products, in terms of products that we can give to our community naturally.
Okay. And what type of license are you going for?
There's a retail license, a dispensary. Another thing I want to say is that it's going to be somewhat covert, as in there's not going to be big signage with bubble letters. Nothing's going to be called exotics or anything. We want to call it East New York 360, which is total care, medical care. We have very knowledgeable people about which cannabinoids help which ailments for the people. So we really want our community to have something like that.
All right, this time we will open the floor to the
Yes.
Mr. Banks.
I'm a little confused. Is this gonna be a medical dispensary? Just medical
So it's
cannabis?
recreational, which gives us a chance to give medical advice for people to buy our product. In medical is a different thing. So, but that doesn't mean that recreational marijuana isn't medicinal.
So
We
is
want
it
to
gonna be-
focus on medicinally.
Is it gonna be staffed by someone qualified to
Yeah,
dispense medical
yes, we have-
information related to cannabis
It's,
and how
look,
it benefits?
yes, definitely. We have doctors of internal medicine. We have a lot of staff from downstate and other hospitals that will help us, give good sound advice to customers and clients.
But it's not gonna be primarily medical marijuana.
We can't have it primarily medical marijuana, but we believe that medical marijuana, recreational marijuana, is very medicinal. We would like to give the information to people to help them.
Are you located near any schools?
So there is a base Rivka on Lefferts and Brooklyn Avenue. We are a block and a half away down on East New York between Brooklyn and Kingston.
Ms. Cohen?
Yeah. A lot of people believe that pot is really very medicinal, calms you down, it's relaxing, it's
Cures cancer.
Still, yeah, it's, right, but the recreational, I do know people that are cancer patients that have used medicinal, marijuana, they need a special card, and their sources are very specific to sites that are medicinal marijuana sites. So recreational is really, you might be serving people that is helping them medicinally, but recreational is exactly what the definition means. So recreation.
We're trying to steer them in the medicinal reason, like there are way too many that can be used recreationally, I'm sure some of these applicants are. We really want to steer it in like a doctor's office type of motif and colors and people with like lab coats or, things that make it really more medicinal. If you wanted, to buy a bag of pot, you can get it elsewhere, but we really would like to focus more on coming in, what's your ailment? What can we help you? With sleep, can we help you? Do you have arthritis? Do you have some kind of Parkinson's? Do you have any kind of ailments that these specific medicinal products can help? Not just THC, but there's also CBG and CBN. We really want to focus on a variety of health-specific products.
Is there a school for high-risk teens across the street called Aaliyah?
I don't know what they're scheduled as. They're not classified as anything.
But I live in the neighborhood, as you
Sure.
probably know, and there is a school that's across the street from you for high-risk teens. Do you know what high-risk teens means?
Sure, we definitely have in our business plan a security person. They're going to be checking every person that comes in. There definitely won't be anyone under 21 coming anywhere near it. So we definitely will work with whoever we need to work with to make sure that they do not come across.
Okay, but I think that's more than I
Just, I'll tell you what, one question, we'll review it, and we can do that as part of the conversation. It
think.
is,
See this as we should, let me see this.
This question 6 of the CBC bill.
What, do you know what they're classified as? What their
They're
specific?
both the house of worship and the school.
That's what they,
right,
both.
actually.
They're right now both.
and their certificate of
On the
occupancy?
same road,
I don't know, I actually, someone did reach out to me that if it really concerns her, we could call them during the meeting and ask them to fill it out, but I don't know. I just know that I passed by and I know that it's
Sure,
a
okay.
school for at-risk
All right,
teens.
yeah. Like I said, we really will have, there's going to be a security guard with a room, so you won't be even able to see anything inside. Security guard will check the ID before they even come in. And then once they come in, we will have a representative speak specifically on medicinal purposes like why are you really here? You know, like, I mean, it is recreational, but we would like to help more people find natural, holistic medicine. You know, there's plenty of pot shops. You don't need to go to this one for that specific reason. And, yeah, so.
You can have a doctor on payroll, or you can have someone dressed
I-
as a doctor.
No, I mean, I do have some friends who would maybe donate some of their time, and we would probably maybe put them on the payroll. I would like to do that, sure, yeah.
So the one thing I guess we do want to do is this, as it is concerned with that, we'll verify, we'll check to see if we can verify. this.
Sure.
So,
I understand.
okay. All right, okay, so yeah, so I think that's it, we'll consider that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what, thank you very much. Are there any other questions for the applicant? So, yes, sir.
Question 4.
For the applicant.
So, I'm new to this. Could I make a statement versus a question? Is that format okay?
Have to be a very brief statement. Very
Okay.
brief. Go ahead.
The very brief statement is that the prelude to the statement is that this is not a personal thing, as you may have noticed before. Just a fact-finding mission. I serve as the executive director of this school. The school's address is 470 Lefferts, but the school is a square block. It's the old Lefferts Hospital, Lefferts General Hospital, that goes to East New York. The address, the main door on East New York the students use is 507 East New York, and that's 350 feet away from their address. So just wanted to make sure that that's on record accurately, and if there's a statement to the fact that there are thousands of students in the school coming and leaving, and this is not an appropriate place for recreational marijuana.
Can I add to, can I answer that? I would like to say, if you look at our hours, we specifically want to open after school hours, so after 10 a.m. We would also like to close 2 to 4 p.m. We would be closed while the students, you know, get out of the schools. Just as, because we understand the crossing in the morning and the crossing in the afternoon. So if you would, we could amend those hours whenever the school lets out. So an hour before it lets out, an hour after it lets out, to have it closed. Again, this is not going to look anything like a pot shop. This is going to be a doctor's office looking type motif. Nothing to do with bubble letters or exotics or anything like that. But we would love to work with the community in any way we can to, I mean, the school is young kids. They won't know what they're walking past.
The challenge that may happen for your application is, if it's that close, depending, it may just get flagged, it might get rejected, but,
Can we change the address?
well,
No, I mean,
When you say change
have
the address.
multiple properties on the block. We could just change it down the block.
But you keep it clear of the school.
yeah, so,
Or maybe in a
so
different neighborhood,
that might be something, I mean,
a few blocks away.
well, when you say change the address, what do you mean by?
Well, we have 570 East New York Avenue,
Right.
and that would be 500 away
And 200 away from her school, or whatever.
from Aaliyah as well.
I don't have a school.
Yeah, whatever you put.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
I'm not going away, that's the point.
right, so I mean, I would think that, what I think what should happen is you should probably change that with the state first, and then when it comes down, we can consider the application.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, then, so with that,
I just want to add also that there is a,
Say your name, right? I mean, I signed in, they didn't sign
Is he
in.
running?
so my wife has a school, Bad Girls Academy High.
okay,
Yeah.
well, hold on one second. Well, first of all, sir, I'm sorry, what was your name for the record as well?
Shalom Goldstein.
Shalom Goldstein, okay. So thank you again for the comment, or for your statement, and we'll consider that as well. Sir, what was your comment?
Sure, it is that my wife has a high school at
All right, can you state your
located.
name for the record?
Sure, it's David Margolin.
David Marco.
Yeah, and my wife's high school is at 506 East New York Avenue, which is 400 feet from this address. I'm not sure that moving it a few houses down is going, but this isn't actually a high school. It's about 25, 26 girls who are there. It's a more, there's a lot of focus on the girls, kind of individualized attention. Obviously, something like a marijuana shop, recreational marijuana, whether it's officially dressed up as a medicinal, we're talking about a recreational marijuana shop. I mean, obviously a very, very big concern. Girls are there at all hours, actually. Sure, they're there during the day, but there could be special events at the evening. And so kind of the hours thing is not going to really make a difference because this is a major concern. And then just as a parent and as a resident, like, to have this right smack in the middle of a child, this is a community with a lot of children of all ages, and we try to protect our children as much as we can in order, for somebody to come and bring that, very openly recreational way, whatever the language is, right into the middle of the community where there's a supermarket, where people are walking, going at all hours, is frankly irresponsible.
No,
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the comment, sir. The only thing I would say is so I think that looks like there might be some changes, so there's gonna be some other conversations that will happen. So, I mean, having heard that, but I think basically the main thing would be the location in terms of if you're even legally required, able to do it. So I think that, understanding that, with the additional research of the two locations, if there's another place that's suitable, it might be good for you to just make that change on your application, we can reconsider it.
Is there any leeway if they're not classified as schools?
If they're not, well, here's the thing. If they're schools, if they're schools, there's no leeway. If they're
No,
within-
they say they're schools, but are they actual schools?
that if they're schools, I mean, I'm not sure what you mean when you say, if they say they're schools.
Are they registered with the state as a school?
That'll be a conversation we can check into.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to know.
Check into.
Sure.
Right. But, I mean, I think first thing, just if you want to review that, see if there's another location that might be more suitable,
Sure.
or if you want to continue the conversation, we can do that as well.
Okay.
Okay? All right, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
Can I just add something?
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, so I'm in the same school as Rebecca Goldstein, I have nothing
Yes.
personal
I'm
either.
I'm sorry, ma'am, if you just state your name for the record.
Leah Jacobson.
Leah Jacobson.
Yes, I'm the principal of that school.
Okay.
All right, so I have no comment on marijuana as far as no marijuana, yes marijuana. That's not my comment. My comment is my students. They're my only concern. And I don't believe that that's appropriate for that, whether we dress it up or underdress it. Kids are smarter than you now. They can find something better than all of us put together. And I think we all know that. I think kids cannot be fooled. And I don't care what age those kids are. They will know exactly what's going on inside that shop. And it's not a place for those kids. And it has nothing to do with those hours because our kids, we have an after school program that goes till 6:30. Okay, the kids are coming in and out. I wish all the kids were in school at 9 o'clock, but we all know that kids show up at 10, they show up at 11, and they leave in the middle of the day because everyone's got a headache. So kids are coming and going the entire day, and almost 3 times a week, we have programs at night for our girls. And so forget that the shop that's going on there, the people that will be going into that shop should not be around our kids. We don't want to, make it a place where a lot of adults are hanging out, getting, recreational marijuana. Again, not because I have anything against it, but it's not where they belong with kids. It's just not. So that's my.
Can I rebuttal or can
Sure.
I say some things? There are liquor stores. There are
30,000 smoke shops open right now.
smoke shops everywhere. They walk by it all the time. We would like to make it a place that you'll just, we can walk by alcohol stores. You're not gonna go in
They're
there.
not near my school. And when they decide to get a license near my school,
We
I
will
will
be
be
here.
back here.
All right. But thank you very much for the comments. And again, so it's like definitely we could look into this and we see. The overriding concern is going to be the placement and if it's in the legal requirements. So I think that's the main consideration first. And then I think other conversations. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We're going to go on to the next application that we're going to be hearing this evening, which will be the Giving Tree Holdings. Located at 693 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. We have a representative. Okay, can you just state your name for the record and tell us a little bit about the application?
My name is Cory Patel, and I am the 100% sole founder of the Gibbons Holdings. I was born and raised in New York. I know we have a stigma about cannabis use in this room, but 2 years ago, I moved to DC to work for Congressman Clark, our Congressman of New York 9. And that's where I started growing in DC, actually. And I was a living soil cultivator, right? So I know we're talking about medical cannabis versus recreational cannabis, and if we actually get to know about cultivation methods, medical cannabis just means they have money to use synthetic nutrients. The only healthy way of consuming cannabis is living soil cannabis, controlling the nutrients you're using to grow it. So medical versus recreational doesn't mean anything, right? And then the legal, I work in the legal industry right now. I'm the sales director for an AUCC, for Organics. If you read the COAs on the weed that's on the shelves, New York State put no regulations on how much mold can be on it. I get sick smoking it. Those pounds are worth less than $1,000 in California. The stuff that, I'm not saying that the smoke shops did it correct. There was maybe a little bit there was products that were off. But the things that people spend money on are usually $6,000 to $8,000 a pound indoor, and it doesn't have millions of units of mold in it. So I think we need to educate ourselves a little before we speak. So my focus with my dispensary would be ensuring there are living soil, all living soil products, no synthetic nutrients. We don't have enough research to see how these synthetic nutrients have affected cancer patients. If this is medicine, then we should know what's going in the inputs. And then I have a master's in medical cannabis science and therapeutics from the School of Pharmacy in University of Maryland. So I think education and endocannabinoid system is so important. I also think having a pharmacist on staff is so important because we need to talk about drug interactions. And I know you mentioned that how will we govern what's going in the micro business? Nobody governs what's in our vitamins. I used to work for an FDA manufacturing facility. They used to put fillers in it, and the FDA would come once a year, pick one batch. We don't know what's going in anything. So.
All right. And also just for the record, so this is a retail dispensary.
Correct.
License. Okay. All right. We're gonna go to the committee. We're gonna change it up. Mr. Larry, you can go first.
I'll have the mic too.
Okay, we'll reverse. Ms. Cohen, you have.
I went first last time.
No, I went first. You went
No,
next.
you went first, okay, all right. Okay, so this is your first business, or you have other locations?
I don't have other locations, but I used to be a chief operating officer for dispensaries in the Massachusetts and Oregon market. Legal market.
Okay. Well, let's see. What is the square footage of this government? And you're gonna have 20 employees there?
Maybe total throughout the week, but I don't think it's gonna reach that. It's gonna be that many.
That's what we have here, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, 500 square feet, that's about 500 square feet. Okay. Again, I don't know about this, the proximity, yeah. I can't speak for that.
All right, what was it? You feel like that at the second location, so. Sorry. All right, so it's not within 200 feet of any place to work. Are there any schools, we'll double check, are there any schools nearby you as well? All right. Okay, are you done, Ms. Cohen? Do you have any other questions?
Yeah.
Mr. Banks.
Quick question, you said there's no residence, it's just a commercial space?
Upstairs is residence.
And have you contacted them, your intentions?
My landlord will. We'll make sure, we'll do a vote. We'll put a letter. Put a letter.
Kind of
I'm honestly
picture, it's just a
moving.
couple of units above.
Yes.
Is this a street level or somewhere?
What does that mean you're moving?
So someone who's like 2 places above me in the queue has a proximity lock, 2 units down. They're gonna get it first. Maybe they'll move, but
Oh, so you're not thinking of doing it there?
no, I want to, and I hope it goes through. It is a possibility it will if the license that's
Yes.
next to me, they have a proximity lock there, so I can't even go and put a proximity lock. It's literally the unit next to me.
So that's the whole thing about the 1,000 feet, so they can't be within 1,000 feet of each other. So it's somebody who has an application right next to it.
Right, so you can take that license and go somewhere else.
It's
Yes.
complicated, but yes.
Because that whole thing with proximity. Okay. All right, are there any questions from the committee about the application? We're good? All right, are there any questions from,
As a statement, I hope it works out. I live right, not too far off from you, Fenmore and Flatbush, so I know exactly your location. And I hope you make it out. I hope it comes truthfully. There's no other legal space down there. There's no other good shops on Flatbush, from Empire all the way down to Parkside. So hopefully you get your license.
all right then, okay, so thank you very much. All right, so that concludes that section of the application. So we're going to go into voting at this time, so consider each of the applications. We'll have any conversation and we'll take a vote on what's going to proceed. All right, so the first application we heard was for Pluto Lounge, 1130 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. This is a full license, so liquor, wine, beer, cider, retail permit. Now, per the conversation, from what I understand, so there's incidental music. The hours are going to be from, what do we say it was? It's going to be,
5 p.m. to 12.
That's for certain.
that's the liquor service.
Right.
Oh,
So liquor service, so they're willing to stipulate.
Right,
Yeah, so the stipulations are liquor, alcohol service, 5 p.m. to 12 a.m. on the weekdays, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. on weekends. All right, was there any modification in the hours, or? No, I think the hours were fine.
Yeah,
So,
the
you
hours
know,
were
from
fine.
10, otherwise from 10.
Right.
And liquor, selling liquor.
Let's say the modification came from what time we were going to start selling alcohol.
right.
Okay. All right then. Okay. Are there any questions with respect to the license? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve this application to go forward to be considered by the general board. Well, one of you make the motion.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Moved by Ms. Cohen. Do I have a second? Okay. Seconded by Mr. Murray. All right. We'll open for debate. Are there any questions? Anything else we want to talk about? Okay. Hearing none. We'll call the vote. Is there any objection? Well, all those in favor, let's do the this first. All those in favor of the approving the application, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Are there any opposed? And you're none in opposition. So, motion carries. The application is going to go forward. It's going to be considered first by our executive committee. So if there's any questions, it will either go forward to the board or it may come back to us again.
All right, and I'll be available for more conversations.
Okay? All right. All right, thank you very much for that. So it's going to go forward. All right, next application we're considering this evening is for Best New York Development. So this is an OCM micro business, 78 products. Are there any questions? Do we have any questions for the application?
No, I don't.
Ms. Cohen, any questions?
No, I don't.
Ms. Laverne? All right, does somebody want to make a motion to approve this application, go forward to the board? Mr. Banks?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, moved by Mr. Banks. Do I have a second? Okay, second from Mr. Larry. All right, it's been moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Any readiness? Anything we need to consider? Okay, hearing none, we're going to call the question. All those in favor of approving the application, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ms. Cohen?
Aye.
Okay. No opposition, motion carries, it's gonna go forward to the executive committee. After that, it's gonna go, if they approve it, it'll go before the board, and you'll be requested to come before the board on
The 28th
the 28th
of this month.
of this month.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you very much.
All right. Next application, that was presented for this evening is 546 East New York. All right, I think we would like to table this application, because you said there might be another location we want to do, correct?
That and the registered as what the location they're registered as.
Yeah, so I think we want to.
So those two things we could try to work out. I'll table it.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is, so we'll table over here, so just keep in touch with the office, let us know if you're changing the application or whatever.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take a recommendation, all right, is there any objection to us tabling this matter? As they have to do some work on this anyway. Any objection?
No objection.
Okay, so this matter's gonna be tabled.
Thank you.
Okay, all right, next application is for Giving Tree Holdings. This is going to be located at, 693 Flat Shaft. All right, for members of the committee, are there any questions regarding the application?
No.
Ms. Conley, Mr. Lara, still questions? No questions? All right. All right, does anyone want to make a motion to approve this application for the board?
I make a motion and we move
Mr.
it
Banks, thank you
forward.
very much. Brave soul stepping forward. All right, Mr. Banks?
Second motion.
All right, and Mr. Lara seconds. All right, it's moved and seconded. Are there any questions? Anybody, anything we need to? Okay. All right, hearing none. All those in favor of the motion to approve, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Ms. Carter, you?
Abstain.
Okay, so we'll note that. So 2 in favor, 1 abstention. Well, 3 in favor. 3 abstention. Okay, 3 in favor, 1 abstention, motion carries. It's approved, it's gonna go before our executive committee. The executive committee is going to meet on the 21st, I believe it is.
Okay.
If it goes through there, it'll, you're gonna get a notice asking you to come before the full board meeting on the 28th. Okay, and you get all that information from your office. All right, next for all the applicants, so those are yes. Okay. All right, okay. So that's all the applications for this evening. I don't believe we have any old business. The only thing I did want to say is that, Mr. Lara, we had talked about that a little bit. One of the things we did do is we developed a new application. There's an actual FAQ that we developed as well, so hopefully we're gonna distribute that for all the committee members and for the board as well, so that way we're all on the same page in terms of when we're getting information, what we're getting, and what the rules are with all the OCM and SLA applications. Okay, so that information will be forthcoming, and once that's done, we'll also make sure that we distribute that for the communities. All right, seeing that, is there any other old business that we need to consider as a committee?
Not that I know.
Okay, as we've completed our agenda, I want to thank everyone for coming this evening. For seeing everyone, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact the office. We stand adjourned. Time is now 9:17.
Good day.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, guys.
Take care, all the best.
Great meeting. As always, nice meeting you.